going.
Awesome. So, hello, ladies. I don't know if you know who I am, but I am actually Cheryl's assistant and business consultant, and we've been working together for how many years now? 3, 4, something like that. And I was asked by Cheryl to hop on and teach you guys about the Facebook Creator Studio and the Plann app. So both of these together are really, really super powerful for business. And it can kind of save a little bit of sanity and help you feel like you're a little more put together with your social media. So I do want to note, in order for any of this to work for you, you must have a Facebook business account. Basically, your page just has to be set up with the business manager. And then both should work well. And then I do recommend also linking your Instagram to your Facebook page for this to work best. And so I decided to kind of go through the Plann app first and then the Creator Studio, because you can kind of use the Plann app to get an idea of what you're doing and load up your copy in there, and then use the Creator Studio to schedule it all out. So those are the order I'm going to go into. I'm also about to post a link for the Plann app in the chat. So if you want to grab that and sign up for an account, you can. And this entire thing, there's no presentation. There's just going to be me screen sharing and kind of walking you guys through the both of the two systems, so you can kind of get your bearings and know what's going on.
Hey, Heather.
Yeah.
When you're signing up for the Plann app, do you recommend signing up with an email or just using your Facebook?
That was actually going to be my next note, is that when you create your account, I do recommend using email.
Okay.
And then going in and adding your social media accounts after the fact. It was a little screwy when I tried to sign up with Facebook, and it was kind of confusing. So I went back and did it again with email. It was a little bit easier. All right. So once you create your account, you're going to get a 7-day free trial. And I do recommend using the desktop version. So do it from the computer when you go and create your account and pay for it. It's actually about $3 cheaper if you do it from the computer, and the app syncs to your phone still. So I don't know why they do it separately. Another great feature of the desktop version is they have a media library thing where you can take selfies or quotes or any images you're going to use and upload them into a media folder for quick access while you're creating your content. That is not a feature that the app has. And then the other thing is, with the desktop, you actually get quick access to 3 free stock image archives: Pexels, Unsplash, and Pixabay, I think. Those are also really handy if you don't have anything like a selfie taken, or you're not doing a quote or whatever, you need a graphic, you can search up what you're looking for through there. So we're going to get into all of that in a little bit. And I also do want to make one other note. If your Facebook and your IG are linked and you're posting the same thing on both, you should only need to pay for the one account, because when you go to post, Instagram will automatically publish it to your feed if you tell it to. So there's no sense in paying for an additional account through Plann in order to attach it, because it's going to be the same content. Now, if you're doing separate content or running separate social media accounts, then yes, that's where you would pay for the extras. But most people, I feel like, are only doing the one and then cross-posting. All right, so one more note. The Plann app does not automatically publish your posts for you. It's more of a post planner, I guess you could say. Sorry, I dropped my pen. And it will kind of help you arrange things in a grid to kind of see what's going on, and then it'll send an alert to your phone if you schedule a post through the Plann app. When it's time to post it, it'll send you a notification to your phone, and you can quickly copy your text and throw your image in there. It's really simple. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and hop into the Plann app.
So,
I'm gonna,
sorry.
oh, go ahead. I was also going to say, before I jump into the screen share, that I want to do a little Q&A at the end. So keep notes of questions that you have, just so we can get through the whole entire process quickly, and then everybody's questions get answered at the end. But Cheryl, I think did you have a question, or did you have something?
No, I think with us all purchasing different scheduling peoples and all that, this will be just an easy way for us to, like, Sunday, sit down, plan everything out, boom, and we're done.
Yes, and I do want to note this probably isn't the best for groups in terms this is for your main social media account. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and this whole thing is going to be screen share. There's no presentation with slides or anything like that. So all right, here we go. We have your main account. So once you create your account, you're actually going to need to click this little slide out panel and then click the plus button, or it may have you connect your Facebook page, which is why I said it's handy to have them linked to your Instagram if you're using this for Instagram as well, because then it just kind of knows. So I have my Instagram plugged in here, and anytime you log into the Plann app, this is the screen that you're brought to. Now I'm going to have to close up. I'm not going to be able to see anybody. I'm going to have to close this window so I can see what I'm doing here. All right, so this is your main creation area. What I really, really love about this is the ability to kind of get a vision for the layout of your Instagram account. So I started on this last night. There's a bunch of unfilled in blanks. I'll teach you guys in a little bit how to do this, but this is like my visual. Like, this post was from this morning. This will be for tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'm so excited.
I know, right? So under here is also where you put your media files. Under manage media, you can create little albums like I did here. I have one for quotes. I have one for selfies. And if you put something on hold or you stop mid-draft, it should put it on in the on hold for now archive, but sometimes it doesn't do that. So make sure that you're finished composing and you save your draft inside the desktop app before you attempt to open the phone app, because it'll backwards sync and delete everything. I've had that happen twice now. So create here and then move to your phone when you're done. All right, so your main navigation through here, across the top, you've got where you can find tutorials and tips. You can upgrade your account, which I paid for the personal $9 a month account. And it doesn't really lock anything down if you're not paying for the business account. So if you run into something and you really feel like you need it, that would be where you would upgrade to that next level. But I've been fine for about 2 months now. Okay, it's gone now. All right, so under posts, that's what this screen is right here. You get your snapshot of what you've done and where you're going if you use the strategy, or you can, as you create drafts, it'll populate it, and you can kind of drag and drop your stuff and arrange it in a way that feels comfortable and happy for your aesthetic. And then down the side here, we have stories, strategy, results, hashtags, reply, and calendar. So I'm just going to go section by section. And I have notes here, so if I have to pause, just bear with me, and just kind of walk you through it. Let me just make sure I covered everything. Okay, yeah, we're good on the posts section. So under stories, you can also schedule ahead your stories separate from your Instagram posts. And you'll see here, these are the ones I've done on like just this morning. It'll pull the ones from the last 24 hours. So if you're using Canva or you have a spare 10 minutes, but you're not ready to post a story, whatever, you can plug it into the Plann app and use that schedule your post function to send an alert when you want to send out your story. That way you don't forget. And it works very much the same as the posts section. There's a special media center for stories. You notice that none of the pictures are here from the other posts section, which I find very helpful. There's no like sifting through.
But if you had like stories that you purchased from Mompreneur or something, that's where you could plug those graphics into?
Yeah, you plug them in as a draft, you upload your photo, you write your caption if you're doing one, and then you can click, this would change to schedule once you have something in here, and that's where the alert comes in.
Can you write on the image like we would if we were doing a story or not?
No, so
Okay.
I don't, oh, maybe. Okay, let's do this. I don't have anything, so I'm just creating something.
Sure.
Now I'm going to add it. And then it does, oh, I guess it does let you. So within the Plann app, you have to use their filters and their features. This is not connected to the Instagram stuff. You can add text, stickers, filters, and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But I would recommend to create your stuff. Oh, how do I get out of this? Cancel. To create it in the Instagram app to do your stories. Or Canva, you know, you can make them a lot prettier when you do it that way. All right, so next, I don't discard. So it'll tell you if you're going to navigate from a page, and it'll tell you to save your work, which I think is helpful because I do that all the time. But you can just discard it, and then it will let you move on to the next section. So next up is strategy. So this is the big game changer, why Plann is so helpful. You can create these custom post types to tell you exactly what you want to put out on your feed. And then even if you don't have your content written, you can pull up your Plann app and say, oh, today's post is supposed to be a tip, so let's come up with one.
Brilliant.
Yes. So you add them in reverse order. So this one down here at the bottom was from Friday. Ooh, that one's actually an extra. Okay, so this one was from Friday. This one is, it looks like this morning. This one would be tomorrow, and it goes from the bottom up, just like your Instagram feed goes. So make sure you have them arranged in a way that makes you happy. And you can color code these like I did to make it easy to recognize, like all my pictures are blue, tips are green, and quotes are teal. And so if you don't like what's happening, or you get partway through a strategy and it's not working for you, you can actually delete the whole thing, click this reset button, and start over and change up your post content. So you can name these anything you want. You don't have to use their special pre-created options. Now, also under strategy, they have a couple of examples to kind of help you get started, which for coaches isn't really, like, it's not created for you guys. It's created for, you know, online stores, like what it says at the top. So that's where the custom story or strategy comes into play. You can also do this for your stories. So you can create a strategy for your stories, not just your posts. And then when you scroll down a little bit, there's a section here called Focus Notes, which I sometimes find really helpful, where you can put in your goal for the week, notes on what performs, and what are you testing. Did somebody have a question? Or was that feedback?
No, you echoed for a second.
Oh, okay. And then under themes, this is really helpful for me. So if you know anything about social media content, you know there's 5 pillars of content that create an engaging social media profile. And so they do a pretty good job of covering all of those here underneath this to give you kind of an idea of what types of things people who are on your social media would be interested in. Education, information about your products, testimonials, etc. So this is a great jumpstart if you're stuck. So that is it for strategies. Like I said, this is the best feature out of the entire platform, aside from the drafting and everything. Next, you have your results, which I absolutely love. Sometimes it's a little bit off from what the app says, but for the most part, it's really accurate. There's been like discrepancies in the number of impressions on the Plann app versus what Instagram shows me, but it's only by like a couple. It's not a huge difference. So I do find this helpful, and I should have thought to do this, and I want to show you guys something that I actually do something with these insights every week to kind of see where my profile's at and make sure I'm not backsliding instead of moving forward. I have inside my spreadsheet here, I have this tracker where I kind of track all the people I engage with, but I also added an insights tab. So every week on Sunday, I pull open the Instagram app and the Plann app together, because sometimes the Plann app shows stuff that Instagram doesn't. And I make notes under all these categories. And I have a copy of this, a blank one that I can put out for Cheryl to give to you guys in my social media toolbox. So, if you guys need this, I don't mind sharing. But basically, you can see, making sure you're hitting the right age range, making sure your followers are increasing and not decreasing, monitor how many unfollows you have. Like, these are all really important statistics for being successful on your social media. And then one thing I really love with Plann is how it tells you what your best performing posts are inside the week, the month, 3 months, and lifetime. So if you click through these, things will change. And like, of all time, for whatever reason, my picture of Spock that I did on a Monday motivation like blew up. I have no idea why. Nothing else I've posted since then has gotten that much traction. So you can see that kind of stuff through the Plann app and say, oh my gosh, like that really worked. Let me get some more of that going. So then you scroll down. The next, you've got your color palette, which this isn't too accurate. I'm finding like it's picking up the tones from my pictures and not my full color scheme. So I wouldn't put too much stock in the color palette thing. But if you notice it's like complete polar opposite from what you're looking for, maybe check out your Instagram feed and see what you can change. And then you've got your best times to post based on how people are engaging on your stuff and how many engagements you get every week or every month. It'll update you overall what the best times to post are. The next little chunk here is your hashtags. This is very helpful for me. So each week, month, and every 90 days, same deal as above. It will look at where people are engaging with you from and pull which of these hashtags people are finding you in the most and order them. And so you get these little sets put together for you once a week, once a month, and once every 90 days. And then you can save them. So we're going to get into hashtags next.
Okay.
What? What's up?
Are these hashtags that you used or that?
Yes.
Okay.
These are hashtags that I've put on my posts, and it can detect when if somebody's browsing female influencers and clicks on my photo, it notes that that lead or that interaction came from that hashtag.
Gotcha.
There's a whole hashtag area in here. We're going to get into that next, but this is really cool. So I've started saving these sets and kind of running with them, and I do see an improvement in my engagements and everything. All right, the last section under results is something that kind of Instagram already does for you, but I feel like this is a little bit easier to read than it is in the Instagram app. You can see your follower growth. You can see when your followers are most active for each day of the week based on the last week's interaction or month, or it depends on the tab that you're underneath. Excuse me. You can also see are your followers male or female? Where in the world are they coming from, and what are the age ranges? So, for instance, if you're going to run an ad on Facebook or Instagram, you know that I'm definitely targeting women, and the two biggest categories of people are 25 to 34 and 35 to 44. I would not even think about posting 45 to 54 because that's only 10% of my following. So I know who's responding to the type of content I'm putting out there. That helps with targeting in your ads. So that's kind of your strategy section. And like I said, if you guys have questions on this and how it all works, save them for the end, and I'll do a Q&A and make sure to answer everything. All right, so the next most important coolest feature that this app has is hashtag searching. So for example, if I typed in health coach, it'll bring up this list of all the hashtags that have health coach in it. And it'll order them from the most mentions to the least. And when you hear the term hashtag research, that can be a little bit confusing. It was for me in the beginning. What that means is checking out various hashtags, number one, to see if they're matching up with what you're offering. So my target is people in the health and fitness industry. So health coach would be helpful to me. But you notice that hashtag health coach has 4 million mentions, which means it would take 2 seconds for my stuff to get pushed down in the feeds and nobody's going to see it. Mm-hmm. Plann does a really good job of guiding you how to choose hashtags. The sweet spot is 500,000 to I think 200,000, or scratch that and reverse it. But it'll highlight in green the ones that are most likely to be helpful to you based on what you're looking for. So then you can so instead of just typing in health coaching, you can say, oh, well, I also like health coach life. This is a medium-sized hashtag. Your stuff's likely to stay towards the top for a longer period of time. I wouldn't go down into less than 100,000 though, unless you're creating your own hashtag. That would be acceptable. So anyway, basically you search for all these hashtags you're looking for. If you have a list somewhere in Google Drive of all the hashtags you use, you can copy and paste them by clicking this add hashtags button, and you can create these quick grab hashtag sets, right? So if I'm up here creating a post, blah, 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 and I want to add hashtags to it, I can click this little button and it'll pull up my lists of hashtags here. There's another feature I'm going to show you about in a couple of minutes, but it's called Sneaky Peek, where you can say, all right, this person is in my industry and they have an amazing profile. What hashtags are they using? This Sneaky Peek feature will kind of let you get an idea of what they're doing, and you can create hashtag sets from other people's profiles, which is really cool. So you can see it automatically puts in the stars, automatically loads in the hashtags for you. How long did that take? 3 seconds, right? How long do you spend putting in 50 million hashtags on your posts, right? So big time saver here. Yes. You're a great reminder. So that's kind of how this whole hashtag thing works. And if you look over here, you'll see, remember I mentioned Sneaky Peek. This is an app feature, I believe. I don't think this works on the desktop. But if I use this feature and create a hashtag list, let me click edit, you can see these are the hashtags that this Brooke E. Schultz person, who aligns with, my target market and who I'm offering, or rather she's in my industry offering to a similar target market, I should say. These are the hashtags that she uses, and you can delete them as you please. So if you see one you don't like, you can pull it out. You can do anywhere between 1 and 30 hashtags. I often find myself pulling from various groups and then backspacing out what's not relevant. Still a lot faster than switching apps and trying to figure out where all your hashtags are hanging out. All right, so that's it for hashtags. Next is the reply feature, which I don't use this too often, but if you're a person that gets distracted really easy, this might be helpful for you. You can reply to the comments on your post. This is not for DMs. This is specifically for keeping track of comments on your posts. And you can also reply to any mentions that you've been tagged in or any media. Nothing really too much to teach you guys. You just pick your posts and it'll list the comments here. And you can go in and reply to them.
So a lot easier than doing it on your phone.
Yes. And I love the desktop version because you can type. It's so much faster than pecking away with your thumbs.
Right.
All right. And the last feature is, again, no big thing to speak about. It's your
marketing strategy.
Yeah, like a calendar view of your posts, which, again, I don't really use it because everything's already like plugged into... Like if I click scheduled, I don't have anything scheduled, so it's not going to work. But if you have posts pre-scheduled and ready to go and you did like a week's worth, you'd be able to see what's in here. All right, so I'll go ahead and do a quick Q&A on the Plann app real quick because I know a lot might have popped up. So Cheryl, feel free if you have questions, if anybody else has questions. I'm going to stop the screen share while we chat.
This is for Instagram to lay out, but these posts could be cross-posted to your like page, correct?
Yes, this is intended for Instagram. What's great is Instagram already has that feature built in where you can cross post. You just flip a switch as long as you're connected to your business account. So keep in mind, whatever you do on your Instagram is reflected on your like page. Why do two separate accounts if you're doing that? You know what I mean?
The only thing with, I have stopped putting my hashtags in my post because it doesn't look good in Facebook.
Well, then in that case, if you're not, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me because my Facebook page is basically an exact duplicate of my Instagram. It's there just so I have one, so it looks professional and that kind of a thing. If you're really particular about your Facebook page, don't cross post. Leave that switch turned off, and you can still, from the Plann app, pull your post copy, save the image to your phone, and open up the Facebook app. And then do it like manually in real time instead of it just automatically posting. Another option is you could post your image and caption on Instagram without adding the hashtags, then go back into the Plann app, grab the hashtags you want and put them in the first comment of your post, and then you can still cross post. So there's options. It just depends on what fits for you and what you want to do.
Right. Okay.
Go ahead, Tina.
So it doesn't look bad though to have the hashtags in your, to just do it once and be done with it and have the hashtags over in your.
Right. Let me show you my account.
I know it's Facebook.
But for some reason, when I cross post from Instagram to Facebook, there's something wrong with the line, with the way that the post lays out on Facebook. So is that something? Is that a copy and paste thing that's an issue or what?
It's like an internal thing. You would, before you, like if you're doing a cross post where it's automatic, you don't have any control over that except to go into your like page and edit the layout and take out what you don't want. But at least it plugs it in there for you. Does that make sense?
I just have to remember to go over there and jump over there real fast and fix it because it's like sentences are not laid out right.
Right. Whatever works for you. It's okay to not use that automatic. That's an Instagram feature, not a Plann feature.
Right.
Any other questions? No? Okay. All right.
I have one quick one.
Go ahead.
Because I know we're always.
Fatma, you have two screens.
I know. Let me move.
Oh, I can't do that.
Okay. Can you hear me?
There, now that's better.
Okay. Yeah, I had I don't know, it's like my computer won't let me hear you guys, set my phone up. But in any case, I've heard all over the place that you shouldn't use other apps within Instagram.
Okay, so this does not do anything to your Instagram profile. It's a planning tool where you pre-plan your drafts, and then when you get the notification on your phone, brings up a thing. There's a little Instagram icon where it says copy and post. Tap that. It brings up the Instagram app itself, where you, just like you would if you were copying and pasting a link, you tap and hold in the caption section and click paste. So it's not like those scheduling apps like Postcron or Hootsuite or whatever, where we're going to get into scheduling in a minute.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's totally different. There's actually a barrier where the Plann app cannot do anything on your account except pull your feeds and your analytics and stuff like that.
And
okay.
Just FYI, Alex Beeden uses the Plann app. And she's a Instagram guru. I kind of trust what she has to say. I don't know what Kayla would say about it, but I know that Alex does. So
I think I've even heard Kayla say something about Plann app.
This is simply about making your social media as quick and easy as possible so you're not spending 10 years on it. All right, so I'm going to hop into the Creator Studio. That's the second half. So these two, I guess, apps or programs, whatever you want to call them, tools, kind of work together. They don't talk to each other or anything, but having your stuff in Plann ready to go will be helpful with using the Creator Studio. So real quick with Creator Studio, this is a platform meant for people who create videos and do a lot of like media sharing and that kind of a thing. However, anybody with a business page has access to it, and you can use it on a limited basis for regular posts. So I'm going to open that up and kind of show you guys. Let me change my notes here.
Is that a Facebook app?
Yes. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get into it and everything. So screen share coming up right now. All right, so once you are connected to Business Manager with your like page, open up your like page like you're gonna go in and make a post or, you know, mess with it or whatever. And at the very top, or it may even be under this more button, depending on what's going on at the top of your page, you're gonna click on this Publishing Tools right here. And keep in mind, it is a little tiny bit sluggish to load sometimes, so don't feel like you're doing anything wrong if it takes a minute. All right, so once you come to Publishing Tools, ignore everything here for now. You're going to go onto the left side of the screen under Tools where it says Creator Studio and click that. So this is where you kind of can get some insights. Like I said, this was meant for analyzing video and content media, but it's still helpful a little bit for posts because it shows your engagement. So there's two tabs at the top, one with a Facebook icon and one with an Instagram icon that you can kind of go through. I'm going to go through both. And I'm going to only run through the Facebook one very briefly because half of this is not accessible to most people if they're not monetizing videos and creating like a weekly show, you know, that kind of a thing. But I did want to touch on both real quick. So once you get into this Creator Studio, you're going to see your last 7 days of posts and some basic insights, which you can get from the Insights tab on your page over here. If you clicked this, it would bring you to your insights. So this is two totally different things. If you want detailed information about your posts on your page, you need to do it through the Insights tab, not the Creator Studio. If you want detailed insights on video, do it through the Creator Studio. All right, so your homepage, like I said, basic insights. There's not much to see or do here. If you are a multiple page user or an admin of multiple pages, you need to select whichever one you're trying to work with before proceeding. So next is the content library, which is by default shows you a list of all your posts. But if you look at the top, you see all that are published, only your scheduled posts, only your drafts, which means you started creating something but you did not schedule it out yet. And then Facebook has a feature where you can create content that expires. So it gives expired and coming up to expire as well. And then in here is your little like data chart. So you get to see details from boosted posts. The distribution score shows how well your posts are performing compared to averages, which I think again is video based. And then you get insights for video views for 1 minute and 3 second views, and then engagement overall on your posts. And this doesn't change across the top. You know, whatever tab you're on, it'll be the same. There's also some pretty cool filters in here if you want to play with those to get some information. Again, that's not really why we're in the Creator Studio and this purpose, so I'm not going to go through all of it, but it's there if you want it. Now, these two sections, videos and playlists, again, are for video creators, content creators. Unless you're creating daily videos, you're likely not going to use any of this. There are special requirements that you have to meet for something to be cross-posted, and like it's a whole thing. The next tab down is Insights, where you can, again, most of this is, you see how it's all video views? Most of this is geared towards video. I just kind of wanted to make sure that you guys knew what this stuff was. So loyalty, audience, and retention are further analytics for your videos. The loyalty one is one of those things where it has special requirements, kind of tracking return viewers, etc. And then you have another way, I guess, to access your Facebook and IG inboxes between comments and your direct messages. You can do it through the Creator Studio, or you can do it through your like page inbox, or you can just go to the apps on your phone and do it separately. It's up to you. You've got your monetization tab, which again, mostly for video creators, content creators. This is not something I have access to, so I can't really walk you through it. All of this monetization stuff is in regards to those people who use video to make money, either through like a 20-second ad or they're boosting their video or whatever. Rights manager, again, same thing. If you're creating content, you can set up rights to the content, but I don't have anything, so I can't show you. And then the sound collection, I don't know if you guys knew about this, but I thought maybe it would be handy, is you can grab certain sounds to put in with your videos if you wanted to. Some of them are songs, some of them are just sound effects. It's just a cool tool. All right, so that's basically it for the Facebook tab. I know that was a really quick run through. That's just because that's not why we're here, but I wanted to make sure that you had some basic understanding of what you're looking at. All right, so if I click the Instagram icon at the top, apparently everything disappears. What's going on? There we go. I don't know why I did that. All right, so when you come to Instagram, you can see all content, video, photo, carousel, stories, IGTV, right? So this kind of just gives a snapshot of everything that's in your account. It's set up a little tiny bit differently than the Facebook one was, as you might notice. There's no video views and stuff here, and you can kind of see by content type what's going on. But if I scroll down to some of my posts here, all right, so here's a post. You can see it got 14 likes and 2 comments, so you can still kind of get some analytics. But what we're really here for is this create post button. All of that to show you this. But if you click on Instagram feed or IGTV, you can take, for example, what you plugged into Plann. Let me go back to my post tab. And say I had a write-up made for this. I could copy the write-up from Plann and plug it into the Creator Studio right here. It also tracks your hashtags, your mentions, and your characters to make sure you're staying within the limits. You can then add a location, just like the Instagram app would allow you to, and then you add your photo. Then you click this button if you're doing cross-posting like I do. This is, again, if you really don't care how the posts really lay out, it's just there so that you have a face on Facebook. Then you can just check mark that. Otherwise, you might want to schedule them separately, which you can do. If I closed this, yes, I'm sure. And I went back to the Facebook tab and created this post, it would gear this for Facebook, if that makes sense. So if I just wanted to click create post, it'll ask you where you want to do it. And then this looks very much like your Facebook composition. You've got all the little options here, right? So this is basically Facebook's tool for post scheduling so that people don't have to use a third-party application such as Hootsuite in order to like free themselves from being on social media 24/7.
So I'm confused. I don't quite understand what we would be using this for.
So this is where this Creator Studio, the purpose of showing this to you today is because putting it together with the Plann app, this is how you actually auto post your stuff. Remember, the Plann app can't post to your profile, but it's useful for kind of getting a visual on what you want to do and drag and dropping your posts around if you want to change the order of things without going too crazy. Then you open up Plann on your desktop. Say all 3 of these had post write-ups under them. I would go one by one, copy my content, upload my photo, and schedule it for the date that I want it to go out. And the Creator Studio does publish for you. So if that makes sense, did that clear up your question?
No, unless I'm just totally lost. I don't know.
So use the Plann app first. That's why I showed it to you first. Create your drafts, plug in your hashtags, whatever it is you want to do. Then open them kind of side by side if you're going to schedule them, so that you don't have to go back into your phone or mess with the alerts or whatever. You can set it up to actually post using Creator Studio, post it to your feed.
Okay.
So basically Creator Studio would become like your Postcron or your Hootsuite, but the Plann app really gives you the visual, because Instagram's a very visual platform. It is so hard when you're creating a document of posts or whatever to see what things are going to look like when you're done. And if you want to rearrange something, it prevents you from having to like cut and paste and move things around. You just drag it and drop it, and it puts it in the order you want. And then when you're happy with what you see in your preview, then you go into the Creator Studio and schedule them accordingly.
Okay, so the Creator Studio would be the same thing as if I was going to go onto my like page and schedule posts.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's but because I've got it, but now
so this is the only way that you can automatically post to an Instagram feed right now, because they're having such a crackdown on third-party apps, like Hootsuite, etc. This gets around that, because before you could not schedule a post on your Instagram for the life of you. You just had to put it in your Plann app and then copy and paste when it was time to put it out there.
So okay, now I'm really confused. So if we schedule it on through the Creator Studio, schedule it on our Creator Studio, it will automatically post it to Instagram?
At the date and the time that you specify, yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So like I said, these tools work together.
We're using Plann to make everything pretty on our Instagram.
And decide what order you want it in, get your post copy loaded up, get your hashtags loaded up, and then it's a quick copy and paste.
And then we go to Creator Studio and schedule our whole week of posts for our business page.
And your Instagram.
But at the same time, it's going to schedule them out for your Instagram.
The technique is actually to go into the Instagram page and schedule it for Instagram. And then if you don't like the way it looks, then you can go into the Facebook and schedule for Facebook and make the tweaks that you want. That's double the work. But if you're like me and you're just clicking that button in the Instagram app where it auto posts, you can just hit the switch that I showed you when you're creating your IG post. Let me show you one more time.
Because if we're using the toggle, it's going to already post onto our business page. So then
only if you use the toggle. That's the thing. If you choose not to use the toggle so that you can edit your post or take out the hashtags or whatever you want to do, it won't automatically post to Facebook. It'll only post to Instagram.
So then you're not going to use the Creator Studio.
You can, either way. I mean, you can use Creator Studio to schedule for Facebook, or you can use it to schedule for Instagram, but it separates them into two different tabs. The best way to do it, let me see. I want to see something real quick. If I go to Facebook, can I post from Facebook to my Instagram? Oh, I don't know why it does this. It's so annoying. Okay, so just to kind of show you what I was doing, there is no option when you're scheduling on the Facebook side to cross-post it to Instagram.
Right.
But when you're scheduling it on the Instagram side, you can tell it to cross-post to Facebook and only schedule the post once. If you have edits that you want to make before it goes out on your Facebook page, you need to schedule them, basically schedule your post twice, once for Facebook, once for Instagram.
So I'm still okay, I don't know.
So you have it all created for you in your Plann app. That's where you do your development, adding your pictures, arranging everything. But you were mentioning earlier, you don't like the way hashtags look when it posts on your on your Facebook page from Instagram, right?
Right.
So if you're that person that actually cares about that, which is okay, that's where you have to do the work twice. You can still schedule on your Facebook page, but if you don't want it to be an exact duplicate of what's on Instagram, you do have to schedule two separate posts and then go to the Facebook tab to do your Facebook posts.
Okay, so say I created a post say I did the Plann app, got all my things, whatever. I open up the thing, I open up Creator Studio, I get all my schedules, all my posts scheduled. When it schedules on Facebook, it's going to pop it into Instagram.
No. When you schedule it on Instagram, if you hit the toggle switch, it will post it to your Facebook page, but it does not work the other way around. There's no toggle switch. So if you schedule it on Facebook, you have to go back and do it again for Instagram.
Right. So I guess I'm still, I'm not sure why we're using Creator Studio.
So that you can schedule posts on Instagram. That's the big thing that didn't used to exist. You could not schedule a post on Instagram. Now you can with the Creator Studio. So really, I think you're just overcomplicating it because you're particular about the way that your Facebook posts look. That's where it gets difficult for you. Most people, unless they're like Britney Spears or something, probably really don't care that their hashtags are in a group at the bottom of the post, you know, whatever. So like me, I just hit the switch and I only have to schedule my stuff once.
Does Facebook care that all those hashtags are down there?
Not really. I don't think it makes any sort of a difference. And I'm not really trying to grow a like page either. It's specifically there just so that I'm on Facebook.
I guess I'm just going to have to play with it once because I'm still not.
So you have two options, right? You can use just the Plann app and have it alert you when it's time to post in real time. It'll say you schedule it for Tuesday at 8 a.m. It'll send a push notification on Tuesday at 8 a.m. to put your post up. You tap the notification. It opens up the Plann app. You copy your text, you paste it, and you go.
While you're trying to drive.
Yeah, you're trying to drive.
Or you can schedule it.
Or you can
Creator.
create it all in Plann and have it ready to go so you know what your plan is. You get it? And then you open up Creator Studio and you schedule it out on Instagram. And then if you don't want to do the automatic post, you don't. And then you open up the Facebook side and schedule it on Facebook too.
Okay. So, that's where so when you're in Creator, when you're in Creator Studio, you're in that Instagram icon.
Yes, you have to be in see, I'm on the Facebook icon right now. There's no toggle switch to put this post that I'm making right now on Instagram.
Right. But can you go back to the Instagram one again?
Hang on. All right. So if I go here and create a post for my Instagram feed.
And this would be, you've had the Plann app up, you copy, pasted, boomity boom, everything's there.
Yep. All right. So there's my image, right? And I've typed my text and I've done hashtag this is fun. Okay. Right. So also
Girl is stupid.
No, that's mean. So no, it will note your hashtags too. So I now only have 29 left. Pay attention to that because it'll tell you that you can't post your thing if you have more than 30.
More than 30, right? Okay.
All right. So once I have all my crap plugged in, this right here where it says post to Facebook. If you are me who does not care that it's a duplicate of Instagram, exact duplicate, that doesn't care to go back and make changes, click this button.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where you lost me. Okay.
Yeah. So it's this button. It's the same. It does the same thing as the toggle switch does in the Instagram app.
Okay. And then how do you tell it to schedule?
So this down arrow right here, if you pop this up and select the schedule button, you select the date, you select the time, and it'll go out for you.
And it goes out to both platforms.
If you have that box checked, yes.
Oh my effing God.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying Facebook is where their pages are right now. Sorry, I keep forgetting that I'm on a screen share. Where they are with Facebook pages right now is if you're not paying to play, they really don't put your content out there anyway. That's why I decided to move away from posting on Facebook. I used to try to run a Facebook page. I used to try to get engagement, and it's a waste of time. I decided that Facebook would basically just be a storefront where if they're a Facebook user and they type my name in, I'm there. Not necessarily I'm trying to like pitch to people on Facebook. Now they'll get my pitches that are in my Instagram posts. Great. Sure. If you found that and you were interested, great. They can still comment on everything. It's 2 separate posts with 1 time of scheduling if you stop caring so much about how things look on your Facebook page.
Okay.
So like I said, the 2 together where you get your visual plan for Instagram and the ability to schedule that plan is amazing. And the great thing is basically with the Plann app, before you schedule it, if you drag and drop things around, you can change the order of your posts. Like you don't have to go back and redo it or backspace in a document or cut from here and paste it there. And, all those things, you can still create your posts in a doc if that's how you work best, do them in a Google Doc and then move them over to Plann and arrange them with the photos the way that you want them.
Well, or like those of us that have purchase posts from Ashley or Mompreneur or whatever, we can copy and paste. I've got the whole month of January, so I can sit down on Sunday, Tina, you too. We can sit down and schedule everything, find our photo. If we don't have a photo to go with it at that moment.
You can, let me show you again.
Because I know Tina and I both struggle with the photo thing sometimes.
That's where this strategy thing comes in handy. You see how it just says tip or picture? Or this would have said quote if I didn't have the picture plugged in there. It'll leave it that color block that you set up in your strategy. And like I said, if you're going to rearrange them, you just drag and drop. Now, I want mine to be in this particular order of things, so I'm not going to mess with that too much. But
so you just move it.
Yeah, you can just move it. So you don't have to redo your post, or if you don't have the photo, cancel it or whatever. You can go back and edit it later once you have everything together.
Okay, so I can still go in and create the post, but if I don't have a photo to go with it right at that moment.
Correct.
It's okay.
But you have to do the strategy thing. Or I think if you do it as a draft without going in and creating the strategy, it still works the same. It just plugs it in for you. But I definitely recommend playing with the strategy so that you make sure you're covering all the areas that you want to in a week. Like if you have a coach testimonial or you have an invite to your challenge group or whatever, you can create different strategy sections for that. And it'll, tell yourself when you need to do it. I find this helpful because I don't always have time to write my posts. But if I know that today's post is supposed to be a tip, I can quickly bang something like that out in 30 to 45 minutes because, of course, you got to hunt down the tip you're going to use and then you got to write it out, But if you're able to work ahead of yourself, this is amazing.
Right. Well, and Ashley has hers, the whole month is all set up like that anyways. Attraction, a tip. I mean, she's using that same marketing strategy.
Yes. And I will say it also helps with consistency. I've noticed I'm a person that if I don't have a plan, it'll get pushed to the end of my day until it never happens. With this, even for a week at a time, if I go in and say I want to post this on this day, this on that day, it doesn't matter if I remembered to write it ahead of time. It still prompts me to know what I'm supposed to be putting out there instead of going, what do I post on Instagram today?
If you're using 5 pillars, you can plug in those 5 pillars.
Right.
To your strategy plan.
So I do want to touch real quick on 5 pillars. 5 pillars is not 5 content types. 5 pillars is the 5 things that people engage with most. I used to have a list, but I don't know where I put it.
Okay, I just did that just now.
Yeah.
Instagram and Facebook, both are on there.
There you go. Boom, done. But with 5 pillars, it's like engagement, education, action or activating, inspiration, like the types of posts that people come to your profile for, not meal prepping, fitness workouts, and this and this and this. Basically, when you post something with a workout, it needs to fit into one of those 5 pillar categories, like you're trying to get engagement or you're trying to teach somebody something, like how to do a certain move. You would do your workout video. Does that make sense?
What's your objective of the post?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 5 pillars is the objective. The actual content is your brand, what you offer, what your voice is, that kind of a thing.
Okay. I know we've had some 5 pillar training and I've lost it. I need to find those trainings again.
And you know what? I'm not going to lie. Just until a couple of weeks ago, I thought that 5 pillars meant picking 5 topics to talk about. It's totally different.
Yeah,
Totally
see, I just thought that's what I was going to do, garden, my 5 things about me, because that's kind of back in the day.
Right. Well, if you're going to do a gardening post, you need to teach people how to garden. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, do you like this flower or that flower? Whatever.
Right.
You gotta find a way.
In the day when we were doing our 5 things about me from some other guru that we were working with, that was what we thought 5 pillars was, but this is different.
Right. And so that's
I'm gonna have to look for a training on that then, because I'm like, wait, what?
Okay.
I actually might have something that might be helpful to you, ladies.
I had a couple of calls and I need to find them as well. So
hold on. I actually just made a freebie called the Social Sanity Opt-in, or not opt-in, Social Sanity Guide. It just is labeled opt-in in my ClickUp here.
we have 10 inches of snow, you guys. By the way. We have 10 inches of snow.
Oh my Lord.
Wow.
Keep it.
Holy crap.
Don't want it. All right, so if you go here and opt in, you'll get a 5-step guide to helping you come up with content ideas if you're struggling. And it touches on what the 5 pillars are in there to help guide you on. Like I said, those 5 pillars are the motive for the post, not the actual content. So the motive is to educate. The motive is to inspire. But the content is to tell your story. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if you grab that, there's that, and then there's a toolbox attached if you want it. I think I have it for $19.99 or something like that. It has a whole bunch of brainstorming tools and organization for social media, all kinds of stuff up in there if you guys want that.
Heather, is that the thing that I signed up for that I haven't opened yet?
Probably.
That social sanity thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just grabbed the freebie. I've got the other screen open.
Fabulous. So I want to let both you, Fatma, and Tina know that, I hope I said that right, I'm sorry. That you guys are welcome to message me if you have any struggles while you're working in these 2 apps, or you get stuck. Same for you, Cheryl. You already know that because I work with you all the time. But I'm not going to do this and then let you guys run away. If you get stuck, message me and I'll help you.
That sounds good.
So does anybody have any other questions that I can answer, or anything that in terms of Facebook, Instagram, planning, social media that you're struggling with, that, because we have a couple of minutes, I think. If you want, I can kind of.
Tina, how easy was that to do?
Oh, I just did it. Done. 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. Because I picked a Monday quote, and I don't care. And I just added some hashtags. I didn't really mess with it. I just added a few just to play with it.
Just a note, virtual assistant kicking into gear here. If you get your plan together on your Plann app and have everything ready to go, Heather can come and schedule your posts for you. You just have to give me your instructions.
That's my problem, is having a plan.
Well, now it's not a problem anymore, right? Well,
it's not a plan, it's the content. Content creation is my thing. And then my problem, I'll be honest, is that a lot of the content and things that we get are from mamas who are speaking to the mama crowd, mama coach. I'm over it.
That is why I made that social sanity guide. That was so me. I was so sick of downloading this or grabbing this cheap post archive, and 5 of those items applied to my business. I was like, no, there's got to be a better way. How did they do it? So I created this whole process, and the toolbox that I was telling you about has some of the tools I use when I did that. There's also an Instagram non-negotiables tracker where it's guiding you to connect with something like 15 people a day tops. You have to do at least 5. That's my rule. I have to do at least 5. That 3 likes, 1 comment, follow them thing. There's a space to list out the stories you want to talk about. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there, Tina, that I really think that you in particular would benefit with if you're struggling for content. Okay.
I have another question. So I got myself in Instagram trouble because I unfollowed a bunch of people in one day. I just focused on Instagram one day and spent 3 hours on it, I guess, and did too much work. So now I'm blocked from commenting and liking anything. I can post a story. I can make a post. I could DM. I can go in and private message DM. I can reply to a post, but I can't, I can reply to a story DM, but I can't comment on a post. I can't like a post.
Right. So did they give you a time frame for your ban?
No, just says you've been, let me see if I can try again.
Usually they ban you for like anywhere between a week and 30 days. But in some cases, people do have to message Instagram and be like, hey, I was just doing my job.
Oh.
And it says you can yes or no, okay. And then
tell them they think they made a mistake.
I do every time, and I can't, and it doesn't do anything. I mean,
are you using a business profile or a personal profile?
Business profile.
And I don't know. I wish I could help you. That sounds like something on Instagram's end.
Yeah, well, obviously. But I don't, how can I message them? There's no, I don't see it where I can message.
What's your current number of followers?
541.
Oh God. Okay, so starting over isn't an option either, because then you lose all of that work that you did. So I don't, let me see.
And I'm starting to get a little bit of traction.
I need to get rid of
well, that's what I did. I got rid of some followers. I need
to get rid of 4,000 followers because I'm so upside down. I'm never going to be able to get rid of that.
So I don't even see where I can even message them. But if I go to IG on my computer, let's see if I can I can go to, I don't know.
I don't even know how I'm on some of these pages. It's like,
oh, this might be why you did it. So there are hourly limits as well. 30 to 60 likes and comments per hour, 30 to 60 follows and unfollows per hours. And if you exceed the limits, you're put in timeout.
I can comment. I can like and comment on the computer, but not on the app.
Well, there's your way around it, because you can still browse hashtags. You can still engage with people from the computer.
Yeah, I just comment on Fatma's posts. So yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in Instagram jail for probably a 30-day period or something. How long has it been?
It was last Wednesday.
Yeah, they probably blocked you for a month. If it's not back in a month and you still can't do anything from the app, find a way to get a hold of them, because they obviously went a little far with
like, it's like, okay, I just got overzealous because now I'm learning how to use it better, and I spent some time on it.
I'm going to send this link that I found in regards to this chat. Just grab it. You can read over everything here.
Okay.
But this is where I just saw the limits on the hourly stuff. So just be aware of that. You can't do more than 30 to 60 likes, comments, follows, or unfollows inside of an hour.
All right. Let's see if I can
do that because people pay those bots to go in and like multiple pages. And if it's a bot, it can do it really, really fast. That's a big... It doesn't matter if you are a human working, it's just the algorithm detects it and you're banned.
Oh, okay, let me see. IG.
So Fatma, do you have any other questions or concerns while Tina's looking into her issue?
So one thing that I am starting to do, I mean, the whole strategy with the Plann app, I really like that. But the other thing I'm trying to do is to easily create stories and Instagram posts. I would love to have some templates, and you are a VA. Is that something where I could hire you once I have a little bit of money to get that done? Because I know that I'm going to have to work with my dinky little ones that I'm going to create, but I would love to have something more professional looking.
We can do that, and we can also set it up. Do you know anything about the Canva platform?
I just started, I downloaded 2 of their apps, and I know I also have access to it on my computer. So, you know, and then, I mean, once.
I recommend that you get started with the Canva platform. Do it on the computer. The app is really confusing and annoying. I hate the app.
I hate the app.
So what's great is if you do it on the computer, usually your designs are loaded up into the app so you can still access them. Or you can use something like Google Photos to upload them there and then have cross access through the Google Photos app. But what we would do is we'll talk color palette and, you know, what you're trying to do with these templates. And Canva has this great feature where you can create multiple pages inside of a design. So we can just duplicate on repeat the design that you want and change the text or, you know, whatever needs to be changed in it. Makes it super quick and easy. They have a stories template. They have an Instagram post template. And they have tons of pre-made like post designs in there that I use all the time. So I definitely don't mind helping you, but it's a great tool to kind of get started on your own as well.
Are the dimensions correct in Canva better than they were? Because they, you know, trying to do like a banner pic.
Like pages are still a little wonky, cover photos, but the post sizes, like for an Instagram post or a Facebook post, those are accurate.
Okay. But the banner pics are still not accurate for anything?
Correct.
Okay.
So grab your pen, the Facebook group cover photo size that works the best and gives you a high-res, non-blurry image is 3,280 pixels long.
Hang on.
By 1,000, what?
3,000?
280.
Uh-huh.
By 1,718 pixels tall. And make another note to put a 1-inch gap on all sides for that.
How do you do that when you?
So basically, you just take a background color and have it like about this much on the top and the bottom and the sides. Or like if you do a long white strip in the middle, just make sure that your text is about 1 inch in from the sides and you should be good.
Does it tell you to do that 1-inch thing or?
It's a trick I've learned as a designer over the last 5 years that if you give it a little room, then when you go to mobile versus the computer, things convert a little bit better and your text doesn't get cut off.
Oh, okay. So still use those dimensions.
Just leave an inch border all the way around.
Okay.
And what I find helpful sometimes is to take like a square and put it what I think looks like about 1 inch, like duplicate it all the way around and only design inside the square and then take them out when I'm done and do something with that border just to make, because I think it's on desktop you can see the border, but on mobile you can't.
Okay.
Or the other way. It's one or the other. I get mixed up, but yeah. Any other questions?
No, I think this was amazing.
Awesome.
Not now.
Okay. So I know Cheryl's recording this, so you guys can go back and check out the screen share walkthrough portion, and any of the questions I answered, you can get your answers to. Cheryl, if you don't mind, just in case, save those links that are in the group chat before you close our Zoom so you can send them to your team or anybody who wants them. The last one is specifically for Tina, so you can ignore that.
Unless you get yourself in jail.
Then ask Tina because she has the link. No, I'm just kidding.
Hang on a second. I need to get that somewhere before I shut the those links.
Yeah, no, this was really great. It's like I've been like trying to figure out how to plan my content better, and I'm finally starting to get organized and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I was in the same boat just like 2 months ago, and that's where all this Social Sanity and the Plann app and everything came into play. I stumbled on the Plann app and I'm like, oh wow, like I need this, but if you look at my profile now versus a few months back, you can see a definite difference in the quality of my posts. You can see more engagement. And seriously, it's a game changer. Like, I wish I would have found this 4 years ago when I thought about maybe building my social media following. I should have done that 4 years ago, by the way. Don't do what I did and wait. But, you know, it's been amazing, especially because now my son's in school. So I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I can whip out my Plann app and throw a post up on social media while he's in the shower. And I don't have to like sit and search for ideas anymore. I mean, sometimes if I don't have a tip ready at my disposal, but it seriously, it makes everything so much easier.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. Well,
That is
Cheryl.